Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start today off, we have some very, very interesting Persona 6 rumors. The main thing that everyone's talking about is that apparently Persona 6 is set to be unveiled at this year's Game Awards, and it's set for a July 2025 release. Now, is this true? Who fucking knows, right? But I do think the release date could definitely fit, because I feel like Atlas wouldn't want to unveil Persona 6 too early, so that they didn't repeat what they did with Persona 5, where they revealed it in Persona, where they revealed it in 2013, and then it didn't come out till like 2016. So the fact that they could reveal it, and then like 6 months later it comes out would be nuts. Although part of me does this, like, I feel like they would at least wait, like, a year to build up hype and trailers, right? But aside from the release date, we actually have, like, some details regarding the plot, apparently. One of them being that there will be two protagonists, one boy and one girl, named Kuro and Shiro, and both will be playable in the same, like, story, so like, it's dual protagonists. It's not like Femc or Makoto, where you pick one or the other, although they do say that the boy main character will likely be more prominent in the game. But regardless, the fact that we could have two protagonists is awesome, because it gives us multiple perspectives. Like, imagine if we managed to get to the point where we get to play as, like, your whole party, or, like, your social links. You get to eventually play little mini-stories as your social links, so that they're not just tied to your character. Speaking of social links, they're expected to be expanded upon in some way, where your choices will actually have more effect as to how they view you. So instead of just like, oh, you're not going to level up, maybe you could actually move down a level and then be forced to redo it or something, which I actually wouldn't want. Although it would make it more realistic, it'd be a pain in the ass because you already are limited on time in the game regardless, unless they get rid of the calendar aspect, but I doubt they would do that. Another plot detail is that it's supposedly going to be set in an art school, and the theme is going to be tradition versus modernity. So, like, that's why art will play a huge factor in that, because you have traditional art versus modern art and all that, and that just screams like there could be a Yusuke cameo, in my opinion, but yeah, I do think this is very interesting, as the color is supposed to be green, and also black and white, apparently, as in, like, there's black and white opposing ideals, as in, like, modernity versus tradition. So, yeah, all of this sounds very, very interesting. There's also the fact that there's going to be more open world aspects, which I'm definitely down for, as long as it doesn't become entirely open world, because I usually get turned off by entirely open world games because I get lost. The one thing that I'm super skeptical of, though, is that there's apparently 3 years of post-launch DLC planned. This could potentially be good, because it could stop us from having a Persona 5 Royal, or Persona 3 Fast, or Persona 4 Golden situation, where you're essentially paying for the exact same game, just with a little bit added on, and you instead just pay less for extra story content. But I could also see this going badly if they just keep releasing, like, gacha shit, or like mobile game shit, where they just keep releasing, like, I don't know, new costume sets or something, and they just keep charging you for that. I mean, I guess that wouldn't be too bad, as it would be optional, but I don't know. Overall, this news sounds pretty interesting, and it seems like Persona 6 will definitely be different enough from Persona 5, and to step up if you'll be able to play as multiple protagonists. Large theater chains are planning to invest over $2.2 billion to upgrade 21,000 movie screens with upgrades to sound, dining, projection, and seating experiences, with pickleball, ziplines, bowling alleys, and other entertainment options being added as well. It's particularly interesting to see movie theaters add other entertainment options to their like, when has that been a thing? Never. The only other possible way I could see movie theaters, like, potentially having another activity involved is if you counted, like, birthday parties or whatever, because kids always have their birthdays at the movies. But I think this just shows that movie theaters are struggling to compete with streaming, even though movies, I feel, have been doing better recently, as opposed to previously, where it felt like people weren't going to movies. But as we saw with Alien Romulus and Beetlejuice 2 recently, a whole bunch of movies, people are still willing to go to theaters if the movie is good enough. So I don't know if these investments are really going to be super worth it. Although, I'm not going to lie, it would be kind of cool to be able to go to the movie theater, and then after you go watch a movie, you can play some pickleball or some shit. Alright, so I wanted to talk about a new feature coming to YouTube Shorts, which is called VO, which is essentially a way for creators, quote-unquote, to generate 6-second clips using AI, and then post them as their own video. Like, you're not a fucking YouTube creator at that point if the video is entirely AI-generated. The only good thing about this is that all content made using VO will be distinguished as such, so you'll be able to tell if a video is AI generated or not, so you can just easily click off of it, but it makes no fucking sense. And I just learned that there's also another new YouTube AI feature. I didn't know that it was done by AI, but there's this, if you didn't know, in YouTube Studio, there is now this new feature called the Inspiration tab, which basically provides you with ideas for content based on what your viewers are watching, apparently, or also just based on content that you make. And the thing is, it makes absolutely no sense. The Verge article here too says, and I'm just guessing here, but I bet those AI-created ideas are going to be pretty darn good at gaming the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, well, I don't think so, bitch, because my YouTube Studio, I fucking make Kiesel News and episode summaries of Pokemon and fucking Red vs. Blue, and yet the Inspiration tab suggests that I make this weird content that's related to these weird Indian shows. I'll show a screenshot, but, like, what? How is any of this related to the content that I'm making? Is this what my audience is watching? Are you guys watching this content? Do I have, like, an entirely Indian and Danish audience here? If so, you guys are welcome, but I doubt you guys are watching this content. We're officially getting a Jesus Christ cinematic universe, guys. Oh my god. We're going to be getting an unscripted show with Bear Grylls, a 3-season chronicle of the story of Moses, an 8-episode limited series on Joseph, and a series on the Acts of the Apostles, and an animated series. What the fuck, dude? What? Why do we need all this for Bible content? What? Like, especially the unscripted show. How's that going to fit into your biblical universe? Like, come on, man. There's already a new Yakuza game coming out, February 28th, 2025. I mean, the games are usually good, so clearly the mass production doesn't affect it, like a series like Pokemon, for instance, where it seems like the games tend to get worse. But still, I feel like this is a bit too soon, even if this game is a spin-off. It does sound interesting, though, since it's set in Hawaii and all that. It also features you taking down pirates, and there could potentially be ship combat, which is definitely something new to add to the Yakuza series. It's definitely a nice way to shake up the usual formula. Twitch is actually experiencing a rare W for once, guys, as the bans on the platform are now going to be more clear, and you won't be left in the dark, like what Twitch has been known for essentially its entire existence. Streamers will be sent clips of their violations so they can understand why they were banned. So the specific reason why they were banned is going to be outlined to them, and that's just awesome, dude. I cannot think of a better way to do that. Instead of just copy and pasting the same things like, oh, you've been banned for breaking this term, and then not elaborating on it whatsoever, they're actually going to specifically state the reason why. Now, this doesn't mean that there won't be any false takedowns or anything like that, but there's going to be an appeal system, so hopefully the appeal system is good. In other Twitch news, a new feature coming out is called Shared Chat, where multiple streamers can go live together and their chats will merge, so you don't have to like toggle between both streams or whatever. I think this is a very good feature. I'm surprised that it has been implemented already with all of the collabs that happen. Like, it seems like almost every week there's a new huge streamer collab, so definitely a good feature. Good job, Twitch. You guys are definitely killing YouTube's new features right now with their hype and VO feature. It's not often that Twitch beats YouTube, but first time for everything. To end today off, we have news that The Amazing Digital Circus is going to be coming to Netflix. So Glitch still has control over the show, so episodes are always going to come to YouTube first. It's not going to be a thing where you have to pay for the series to watch it or anything like that, but the fact that the series is on Netflix is so huge, if you ask me, because look at Glitch. They started out as fucking SMG4, making random-ass machinimas, or like random-ass animations with Mario, and now they have their own show on Netflix. Now, I hope Metarunner comes to Netflix myself, but yeah, I'm glad to see Glitch reach this level of success. Although I do kind of question why Netflix bought it, because if it's going to be available on Netflix and YouTube, it probably won't get a whole bunch of new subscriptions, right? Because you can just watch it for free. I mean, I'm not complaining or anything, but it does make me wonder why Netflix would purchase it.